Success rewards the ready, not the waiting. Life doesn't pause for the ones who hesitate. It doesn't stop for the ones who say, I'll start next month, or I'll begin when things calm down. The world keeps turning and opportunities keep passing. The people who seem to catch a break are often those who were already working long before the opportunity showed up. They were preparing quietly while others were still talking loudly. You see, success has a rhythm, and it listens for movement, not intention. Too many people are waiting for everything to be perfect before they move. But waiting for perfect conditions is like waiting for all the traffic lights to turn green before leaving the house. It never happens. The successful ones begin while it's still dark, uncertain, uncomfortable. They start before they feel ready because they know readiness is built through doing, not waiting. Success doesn't respond to wishes, it responds to work. You can't wish your way to a better future, you have to work your way there. The farmer doesn't wait for the rain before planting. He plants in faith, trusting that his effort will be rewarded in time. That's how life works. Those who prepare, who sow the seeds of discipline, study, and consistency will eventually reap the harvest of results. Now, readiness isn't about being perfect. It's about being prepared. It's having the courage to step up when others step back. It's doing your homework, sharpening your skills, and keeping your spirit alert for the next opportunity. Because when the door opens, it doesn't stay open forever. Opportunity has a short attention span. It rewards those already on their feet. Think about this: many people pray for promotion, but they never prepare for responsibility. They say they want success, but they don't manage what they already have. If you can't handle your small opportunities, you won't qualify for bigger ones. Readiness is proven in the little things. How you use your time, how you handle your habits, how you treat your word. Success is attracted to discipline, not desire. And remember this: every season of preparation pays off, even when no one sees it. The time you spend reading, learning, improving, training, building character, it all counts. You're building strength that will matter later. The reason most people quit is because they don't see results fast enough. But the ready know that roots come before fruits. Growth starts underground. There's an old saying, luck is what happens when preparation meets opportunity, and it's true. The people we call lucky are often just prepared. They've been ready for the moment. They showed up with their skills sharp and their mindset steady. When others said, I wish I had that chance, they were already seizing it. So, as 2026 approaches, don't sit around waiting for your big break. Create your break by being ready for it. Get your tools in order, improve your knowledge, strengthen your habits, do the work now so that when the call comes, and it will, you can step into it without hesitation. Success doesn't wait for anyone. It passes by the unprepared and lands in the hands of the ready. Don't waste your time wishing. Get ready. Because when opportunity knocks, you won't have time to prepare. You'll only have time to perform. And the question will be simple: were you waiting or were you ready? Who you are determines what you get. That's one of life's greatest laws. Simple, powerful, and absolutely inescapable. You don't get success because you want it. You get success because you become the kind of person who can handle it, attract it, and sustain it. You can't get a harvest without planting seeds. You can't demand abundance from life while offering so little of yourself. The truth is, everything you receive is a reflection of what you've become. Most people try to change the results without changing themselves. They switch jobs, they chase new opportunities, they look for a shortcut, but the problem follows them. Why? Because the problem isn't out there, it's in here. If you want better results, you must become better. If you want to attract new opportunities, you must develop new capacities. Success is not about luck, it's about alignment. Aligning who you are with what you want. Think about it. You can't attract wealth with a poor mindset. You can't hold influence with weak habits. You can't build trust if you lack integrity. The world gives to those who are ready, and readiness is built through discipline, learning, and personal growth. The secret isn't to wish for easier circumstances. The secret is to upgrade yourself. until those same circumstances no longer scare you. When I first started my journey, I wanted more money. My mentor said, "Jim, if you want to have more, you have to become more." That hit me hard. I realized that money doesn't make you rich. Growth does. If you suddenly receive more than you're capable of handling, you'll lose it just as fast. That's why the lottery ruins so many people. Their income changed, but they didn't. You must build the character to match blessing. Your results are always trying to teach you something. If you're earning less than you wish, it's not punishment, it's feedback. If your relationships aren't improving, it's a signal to grow in communication, patience, or understanding. Life mirrors you. You can't change the reflection without first changing the person in the mirror. So before 2026 arrives, work on yourself harder than you ever have. Become more valuable to the marketplace. Read every day. Listen to those who've walked the path before you. Master your emotions. Strengthen yourself. Discipline. Speak with more clarity. Think with more depth. Act with more consistency. Every improvement you make adds a new layer to your future rewards. Don't wait for opportunities to knock. Build the kind of person opportunities chase after. When you raise your skill, you raise your worth. When you raise your worth, life raises your pay, your influence, and your peace. People often ask, how can I make more money? The answer is deliver more value, and delivering more value requires that you first thus become more valuable. Everything you want, the respect, the income, the freedom, will come naturally once you grow into the person who deserves it. That's why transformation is not just about doing more. It's about being more. The greatest work you'll ever do is the work you do on yourself. So ask yourself tonight, who am I becoming? Because by 2026, you'll either be the same person with the same results or a transformed individual attracting a whole new level of success. The choice is always yours. Success doesn't respond to hope. It responds to character, preparation, and growth. Who you are determines what you get. And who you decide to become before 2026 will determine what life gives you after it. Transformation is intentional, not accidental. You don't stumble into growth. You don't wake up one morning suddenly wiser, stronger, and more disciplined. You decide to become that person, and then you pay the daily price to build him. Change begins the moment you stop hoping for it and start working for it. Most people wait for life to change before they change themselves. They wait for the job, the raise, the break, or the motivation. But life doesn't respond to waiting, it responds to working. If you want a different 2026, it starts with a different you in 2025. Intentional growth means you have to plan it, schedule it, and protect it like it's gold. You must treat your future as a project, not a fantasy. Transformation is not something you bump into by luck. It's a process you choose. It's deciding that mediocrity is no longer acceptable. It's looking in the mirror and saying, this version of me has gone as far as it can go. From that moment, everything changes. You start studying harder, thinking deeper, waking up earlier, and demanding more of yourself than anyone else ever will. It's not easy, but it's always worth it. You see, discipline is expensive, but regret costs far more. Every day you delay your growth, the world moves forward without you. And success, my friend, never waits. It passes by those who keep saying, someday. The best never wait for the right time. They create it. They don't hope the year will bring better opportunities. They make themselves more capable of recognizing and seizing them. So, if you want transformation, you must be deliberate. Read the right books. Surround yourself with hungry minds. Keep a journal of lessons and goals. Track your progress. Speak words that build, not destroy. Evaluate your habits and remove anything that feeds weakness. Every action you take is either pulling you forward or holding you back. Nothing is neutral. Intentional people know this, and that's why they guard their habits like treasure. You'll never drift into greatness. You'll have to row there, stroke by stroke, with effort, awareness, and persistence. The currents of comfort, distraction, and fear will always try to pull you off course. But that's what makes transformation so powerful. It's not easy. It's proof that you're alive, awake, and serious about your potential. Don't expect perfection. Expect progress. You'll fall, you'll fail, and you'll question yourself. But every time you rise again, you carve strength into your character. And one day, when you look back, you'll realize the transformation didn't happen in a single big moment. It happened in the quiet consistency of thousands of small decisions. You may not control everything in your life, but you control what kind of person you're becoming. You can't always control the weather, but you can build a stronger sail. You can't always control the storm, but you can prepare your ship. That's what intentional transformation is. It's preparation meeting opportunity, strength meeting challenge, and discipline meeting destiny. So make the decision. Before 2026 arrives, don't just hope to change planet. Don't wait for motivation. Create momentum. Don't wait for someone to push you. Push yourself. The future will not slow down for your hesitation. Success won't tap you on the shoulder and say, "Are you ready yet?" No, it will pass by those standing still. Transform yourself intentionally, deliberately, and daily, because the best version of you won't arrive by accident. It must be built on purpose, with purpose, before time runs out. Old habits can't build a new future. You can't keep living the same year over and over and expect a different reward. If you want 2026 to look new, then you must look new. You can't hang on to yesterday's thinking and walk into tomorrow's promise. The bridges that once carried you across may not take you any farther. Growth means letting go of what no longer serves you. Most people want a better life, but resist the very change that makes it possible. They want success without sacrifice, progress without pressure, and results without responsibility. But success doesn't work that way. Life only gives you what you've prepared yourself to handle. And preparation requires shedding the old excuses, old routines, old associations, old doubts. You can't become the next version of yourself while protecting the current one. Old habits are like chains. Comfortable at first, but heavy when you try to move. They hold you in the familiar zone, whispering, "You've always done it this way." But remember, the same thinking that created your problems can't be the thinking that solves them. You can't expect growth while defending your patterns. The moment you outgrow your excuses, you outgrow your limits. If you want to see real transformation, start by examining your daily disciplines. How you spend your morning determines how you spend your life. Are you investing your time or just consuming it? Are you reading, learning, and growing? Or are you scrolling, doubting, and waiting? The habits you repeat today will either strengthen your future or sabotage it. Every small choice compounds, and over time your patterns become your identity. Don't underestimate the power of a single decision to change direction. Maybe it's waking up an hour earlier to think and plan. Maybe it's putting the phone down to pick a book up. Maybe it's surrounding yourself with people who expect more from you than you expect from yourself. Change doesn't begin with a miracle. It begins with a choice to no longer live on repeat. Sometimes you'll have to fight your comfort zone like an old enemy. You'll have to silence the voice that says, "You've done enough." Because that voice doesn't care about your potential. It cares about your comfort. It wants you to survive, not succeed. But the future doesn't belong to survivors. It belongs to those who evolve, those who dare to let go of who they were to become who they must be. When you trade your old habits for new ones, life begins to reward you differently. You'll think clearer, act faster, and feel stronger. You'll realize that discipline isn't punishment, it's power. The same energy you once used to maintain bad habits can now build good ones. And once you feel the reward of new discipline, you'll never crave your old comfort again. So, as 2026 approaches, don't bring yesterday with you. Leave it behind. Let go of what's easy so you can reach for what's exceptional. The future will not wait for the hesitant. It will move toward those who've prepared their minds, refined their habits, and renewed their direction. Remember, your destiny is built daily, and if you don't change your habits will decide your future for you. Old habits can't build a new future, but new habits forged with purpose, discipline, and vision can build a life beyond what you ever imagined. Comfort is the enemy of progress. It sounds simple, but it's one of the most dangerous truths people ignore. Comfort has a way of disguising itself as peace, but it's really the silent thief of potential. The moment life gets too easy, growth begins to die. Because comfort whispers, you're doing fine, even when you know you're capable of much more. Think about it. Everything great in your life came from a season of discomfort. Learning a new skill, starting a business, breaking a bad habit, changing your mindset, none of it felt easy. It stretched you, it tested you. It required late nights, early mornings, and moments of doubt. But that's where transformation lies, just beyond the edge of what feels comfortable. The tragedy is that most people stop there. The moment something becomes uncomfortable, they pull back. They say, maybe later, or this isn't for me. But progress doesn't visit those who wait for the perfect time. It rewards those who show up even when it's inconvenient. Growth is painful, but so is regret. The difference is that one pain leads to strength, and the other leads to excuses. Jim Rohn used to say, don't wish it were easier, wish you were better. That's the spirit of progress. Life doesn't get lighter, you get stronger. The problem isn't the mountain, it's the mindset of the climber. If you're not willing to sweat a little, struggle a little, and stretch a lot, then success will quietly pass you by and settle with someone who was. Comfort zones are like warm blankets on a cold day. They feel good. Stay there too long, and you'll fall asleep on your goals. The people who achieve extraordinary success have learned to make discomfort a daily companion. They've turned discipline into routine and fear into fuel. They understand that to live an easy life now means paying a heavy price later. But if you pay the price now, life becomes easier later. It's easy to envy those who seem successful, but rarely do we see the pain they endured to get there. Every breakthrough is born from pressure. Diamonds form under it, muscles grow because of it, and character is shaped in the middle of it. So when life feels uncomfortable, don't run, recognize it as the birthplace of progress. The moment you stop avoiding discomfort and start using it, your potential explodes. Discomfort sharpens your focus. It wakes up your mind. It reminds you that you're alive and still have more to give. When you challenge yourself, when you do what most people won't, you begin to attract opportunities others never will. The discipline to keep going when it's tough separates the average from the excellent. So ask yourself, right? Are you chasing comfort or are you chasing growth? Because you can't have both. One gives you temporary ease, the other gives you lasting success. Don't make the mistake of confusing comfort with happiness. True happiness comes from progress, not from standing still. By 2026, your results will reflect the level of discomfort you were willing to embrace. If you keep choosing what's easy, life will get hard. But if you keep choosing what's hard, life will eventually get easier. Every time you resist the temptation to stay comfortable, you build the strength to create something remarkable. Remember this, comfort never made anyone extraordinary. So step into the unknown, take the risk, make the call, learn the skill, start the project. Because when you outgrow your comfort zone, you step into your greatness. And that's where real progress begins. People often look at someone successful and say, they're so lucky. But what they don't see are the years of preparation, the nights of study, the days of discipline, and the countless small sacrifices that made that so-called luck possible. Luck, my friends, is not something you wait for. It's something you build quietly when nobody is watching. Preparation is what turns coincidence into opportunity and dreams into reality. You see, when preparation meets opportunity, people call it luck. But when opportunity comes and finds you unprepared, it feels like misfortune. The truth is, life gives everyone a few open doors, but only those who've been working behind the scenes have the courage and capacity to walk through them. So, if you want to be lucky, don't wait for the universe to smile on you. Start preparing today. Because success is not about being at the right place at the right time. It's about heirs being the right person when the time arrives. Jim Rohn used to say, don't wish it were easier, wish you were better. That's the essence of preparation. When you invest in becoming better, in learning more, thinking deeper, organizing your life, and mastering your time, you begin to attract better opportunities. You won't have to chase them. They'll come looking for you. People will call you lucky, but you'll know the truth. You created your own fortune through consistent preparation. The difference between those who succeed and those who don't isn't always talent or intelligence. It's readiness. Most people want results they aren't prepared to handle. They dream of success but haven't trained the habits, mindset, and discipline to sustain it. That's why preparation is so powerful. It builds your foundation long before anyone notices you. Think of a farmer. He doesn't plant the seed today and expect a harvest tomorrow. He tills the soil, prepares the land, and waits patiently. When the harvest comes, outsiders call it luck, but he calls it work. Every minute you spend preparing is an investment in your future fortune. The books you read today prepare your mind for the opportunities of tomorrow. The skills you practice when no one's watching are the ones that will open doors later. Preparation is quiet, humble, and sometimes thankless, but it's never wasted, because life always finds a way to reward the prepared. And here's the secret: preparation builds confidence. When you've put in the work, you no longer fear the test. You walk into challenges with a calm certainty because you've already rehearsed success in your mind and practiced it in your habits. That's why prepared people seem fearless. They've already met difficulty in private before facing it in public. So, stop calling others lucky. Study their habits, their consistency, their patience. Learn how much time they spent getting ready. Then ask yourself, am I preparing like they did? If not, start now. Don't wait for the right opportunity. Prepare so deeply that when opportunity arrives, it has no choice but to choose you. By 2026, many people will look around and say, some got lucky, but those who prepared will simply smile because they'll know there was no luck involved. Only readiness meeting the right moment. So, my advice is simple: prepare harder than you hope, study deeper than you dream, and act sooner than you feel ready. Because success doesn't wait, it rewards the prepared, and preparation, my friends, creates the beautiful illusion of luck. The future belongs to those who evolve. It doesn't belong to the ones who wait or the ones who wish. It belongs to the ones who grow. Because life doesn't stay still, my friend. The world keeps changing, the economy shifts, technology advances, and opportunities move. And if you don't grow along with them, you don't just stand still, you actually fall behind. The future doesn't wait for those who are comfortable. It rewards those who are becoming better, sharper, wiser, stronger. You see, evolution is not a one-time event, it's a daily decision. Every day you wake up, you're either improving or decaying. There's no neutral zone in personal growth. You're either building the next version of yourself or defending the old one. And defending the old one will cost you the new life that's waiting to unfold. The question is, will you let your old habits, your old fears, your old thinking patterns dictate your future? Or will you have the courage to evolve into the person the future demands you to be? Now, evolution doesn't mean changing everything overnight. It means making consistent, conscious adjustments. It's when you decide to read instead of scrolling, to plan instead of reacting, to save instead of spending mindlessly, to act when others hesitate. It's small shifts that over time make a massive difference. Jim Rohn used to say, success is nothing more than a few simple disciplines practiced every day. And he was right. Discipline is the seed of evolution. Most people want change, but they resist the process that creates it. They want transformation without the transition, and that's impossible. Growth feels uncomfortable because it pulls you out of your familiar identity. But that's the price of becoming more. The caterpillar doesn't become a butterfly by staying comfortable inside the cocoon. The struggle inside is what gives it wings strong enough to fly. Likewise, your struggles are shaping you for the life you asked for. Don't be afraid of the discomfort that comes with evolution. Be afraid of staying the same, because staying the same while the world changes is the fastest path to irrelevance. Your career, your relationships, your finances, your mindset, all of them are waiting for a stronger version of you to show up. You can't keep using 2020 habits to handle 2026 opportunities. You need a new level of discipline, a new standard of excellence, and a new hunger for learning. Look around. The pace of change is breathtaking. Those who adapt will thrive. Those who don't will complain. Some people will look at others' success and say they're lucky. No, they're not lucky. They're as evolving. They learned the new skills, took the new risks, adjusted their attitudes. They moved while others waited for the perfect time. But there's no perfect time, there's only your time, and it's right now. So decide today that you won't let your past version run your future life. Become the kind of person who updates their mindset as often as the world updates its systems. Stay curious, stay teachable, stay hungry. Keep improving your thinking, your habits, your associations. Because the future is already being built, and it's being built by those who refuse to stay the same. Remember, you can't control time, but you can control transformation. You can't stop the clock, but you can become so valuable that time works for you, not against you. The future belongs to those who evolve, and if you start now, you won't just meet 2020-26 ready, you'll meet it transformed, equipped, and ahead of the game.